You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hellgate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Wednesday the 5th of March, 2025. It is 74 days after the winter solstice. It is 15 days before the spring equinox. By the Western Christian calendar, today is Ash Wednesday. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 15th day of Venteuse, the day of the chèvre, the goat. The sun rises today at 6:23 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:07 p.m. The sun sets today at 5:52 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 6:19 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 6:51 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 41 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 39% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive tomorrow. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 2:05 a.m., 1 meter 62. In the morning, low tide, 8:24 a.m., minus 6 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 2:36 p.m., 1 meter 28. In the evening, low tide, 8:34 p.m., 3 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, according to the New York City Parks Department, squirrels will begin giving birth this month. Their litters can number from 1 to 5. The tiny newborns are hairless and pink, and they breastfeed. Mammals, you know, that's the definition. The young squirrels will emerge from the mother's dray or nest about 7 weeks after birth. Commemorations. On this day in 1770, the Boston Massacre took place. British troops had been stationed in Boston since 1768 to quell rising unrest. This day, a group of about 300 men began harassing a small group of soldiers in King Street. The soldiers eventually fired into the crowd, killing 5. The incident inflamed anti-British sentiment in Boston, in a slow build that would lead to the Revolution. On this day in 1853, Steinway & Sons, the manufacturer of pianos, was founded by Heinrich Steinweg in New York City. The Steinway factory and its small company town would later come to define the northeast corner of the Astoria neighborhood. On this day in 1946, Winston Churchill delivered his Iron Curtain speech in Fulton, Missouri. He warned that the Soviet Union's domination of Eastern Europe was dividing the continent into 2 separate polities. On this day in 1963, a plane crash in Camden, Tennessee, took the lives of the country music stars Patsy Cline, Hawkshaw Hawkins, and Cowboy Cobus. On this day in 1910, Momofuku Ando was born in Wubaifu, Chiayi County, Taiwan. He was the inventor of the world's first instant noodles. He released his chicken ramen in 1958 and cup noodles some years later. A tireless inventor, he spent an entire year developing his recipe and technique in a shed he had built in his backyard in Osaka Prefecture. Ando used to say, "Tenacity is the breeding ground for inspiration." Today is also observed as Crispus Attucks Day, remembering the very first victim of the soldiers' bullets in the Boston Massacre. Crispus Attucks is remembered as a black hero of the Revolutionary period. And finally, as Lent begins today with Ash Wednesday, we wish all who observe the fast a fruitful season of spiritual renewal. Pope Francis has said, "During Lent, let us find concrete ways to overcome our indifference." Good advice to all of us all the year through. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended in New York City for the Holy Day. And that is the Observatory, Wednesday the 5th of March, 2025.